So in addition to using and accessing panels over here on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll often be switching from tool to tool to do certain things in Photoshop, like painting and retouching and making selections or cropping and whatnot. As you might expect, every tool has a shortcut assigned to it, and you can just simply press a single letter on your keyboard to switch from tool to tool. Now, if you don't know what these shortcuts are yet, that's okay. You just simply hover over any particular tool icon, and if you pause just for a second, it'll tell you the name of the tool and its letter shortcut in parentheses. So here you can see it's the rectangular marquee tool, and the letter shortcut is the letter M. So there's lasso, and of course that one's L. Here's the quick selection tool. Its shortcut is W. So some of these make sense. Some of them, they run out of keys or they're already taken by other tools. So C for crop, I for the eyedropper tool, and so on down the list. Most of these, again, make sense. If you want the type tool, you press T. If you want the pen tool, you press P. And if you want the healing brush, you press J. That's one that's like, why do they call it J? And that's kind of how you remember it. The healing brush has actually several different options. So the first one is the spot healing brush. And that brings me to my next point. If you actually look at some of these tools, what are called tool slots, you'll see they each have these little triangles in the bottom right-hand corner. That's your visual clue that there are more than one tool in that given tool slot. You see almost all the tools have additional tools buried underneath them, except for the move tool. If a tool has more than one option, if you just click and hold on that tool icon, you'll get a little pop-up menu showing you the other tools in the slot. And you'll see they all have the same shortcut, J, but yet when I press J multiple times, it's not cycling between those tools. So to do that, you need to add the Shift key to that. So if I hold down Shift and J, I can cycle through the various options of the healing brush tool set. So there's the spot healing brush, there's the regular healing brush, there's the patch tool, and then there's the red eye tool. So they all have the same letter shortcut, but to cycle through them, you hold down the Shift key to go back and forth between the tools within any given slot. So same thing for the marquee tool. If I press the letter M, that takes you to the rectangular marquee tool. If I press Shift M, that switches you to the elliptical marquee tool. Shift M takes you back to the rectangular. So you have a way to cycle through the various tools in any given tool slot. Now, I particularly like the way the tools are organized by default. They're in a single column on the left-hand side. If for some reason you want to expand that to a double column, there's this little double chevron in the upper left-hand corner of the tools panel that lets you do that. I think this is a waste of screen real estate, so I like to make it back down to the standard single column now. There you have it. You don't need to worry about memorizing all these shortcuts right now. Over time, your brain will just start remembering these things. You won't even think about it anymore. Matter of fact, oftentimes you won't even go to the tools panel anymore and look for the tool icon to click on. You'll think, I want the brush tool, and you'll just press the letter B right where you are. And it's amazing how fast that happens for you. So over time, learn a few new ones here and there, add them to your vocabulary, so to speak, and pretty soon you'll be a Photoshop master, fingers flying all over the keyboard to get to the tools that you want.